Alright, welcome back to a new video. It has been a long time now, hasn't it? Well, yes, it has actually. A couple weeks, months, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, the corona thing is still going here in the Netherlands, and well, vacation has started for me, so I've been busy. And as you might notice, this isn't a GoPro camera anymore. No, this is my phone actually, because I wasn't really happy with the GoPro quality and well everything that surrounded it. If you would like the GoPro to return, then let me know. But I enjoy this a bit better, I think. So yeah, first thing you see, well, my reflection in pretty much anything. Hi, this has happened. Yeah, I've been busy. I've been building. I've been upgrading my setup, etc., and it's amazing at the moment, really. So this is a DIY audio rack that I made actually from solid acacia wood, and I really love it actually. I couldn't find a piece of furniture to house all of my equipment that didn't cost above or around 1,000. This cost me about, well, pretty much everything around 350 euros to make. I bought a really nice big, well, slab of acacia. It was one big, well, piece, and I well, let somebody cut it up all for me, and then it's just, well, screwing everything together with brackets. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I think, yeah, there you go. I have brackets on the legs, and it's stacked on top of each other, and the underside of the feet have rubber, well, isolation pads so that vibration doesn't come through. And in case I need to rebuild the whole setup, I can take off the top shelf and work on the bottom shelf if I want to, and vice versa. Those legs behind are screwed into the bottom shelf underneath it because it helped with rigidity, etc. It did need it, but it is really heavy, so well, it is pretty much solid on its own with the equipment. It's even more solid, and this way, well, it's modular, but it's also really handy to move around because this thing is heavy and, well, big. If I would have made a solid piece, well, of furniture, I wouldn't be able to carry it down the stairs when I move eventually. That's not in the foreseeable future, but this is something that I would like to take and, well, keep this around for a long time because I am really happy with it. It's the right height for me. It can house all my equipment, and it's really lovely actually. And those aren't little feet; those are actually 40 centimeter deep, well, pillars, just like that, that are also bracketed into the bottom to make it more rigid, and they have furniture sliders underneath them, so I can move them around really easily on carpet. Then another thing I did is I bought these little Cardas cable risers. I don't really believe in well, cable risers improving the sound quality. Maybe if you have like high carpet, really thick carpet, then that might be a thing you want to look into. But for me, I just, there is so much cabling behind here. Let me show you. This is next level. I've wired everything as neatly as possible, but you can only do so much. And well, the loudspeaker cables I don't like going behind their surround channels. It's fine, but stereo is more important to me, so that's why I routed the cables for both speakers in front. And I got those Cardus thingy secondhand, so I paid very little money for them, €5 a piece, I believe, maybe less. I don't remember. So that's worth it in my opinion, because well, even if I would get material to do it myself, it would cost more. So yeah. Then what happened with some other stuff? Not that much actually. I am going to replace these shelves to smaller shelves from the acacia slab that I had left over. So it'll be just 15 centimeters instead of 30, and I might make this black. And I will wall mount the SVS speakers, but that includes looking if the cables are long enough and possibly rerouting some cables, and I don't have energy for it at the moment, enough projects. Then recently I also got a new filter. Well, my first filter actually to experiment with. It's like the Dynafox X4100 or the what is it? Mistral power brick that Zero Fidelity reviewed. This is from W Audio. It's the X I don't know, 6000 I believe, something like that. It's all the same internal design, just other brands, and I just wanted to see what it can do, test it. I bought it secondhand, so I thought, well, why not? And it actually makes a difference for my sources. A good power brick is important. Good material is important. You don't want these plastic power bricks. So I did have an aluminum one that wasn't expensive, like 20 euros. It's an industrial one, so that's really nice. But I wanted to experiment with some filtering because, well, it's vacation and I'm inside all the goddamn time. So I needed something to do and I found it. And I thought, well, let's just try it. And if it doesn't work, I can always resell it. And for my sources, it actually worked. It took some fine tuning. I also just love the fact that I can use my own custom cables with it. That's also a big thing. This is the other one, and I don't like these cables. These are my own cables that I make, and they're lovely actually. They are really good quality. They're on the same level as AudioQuest power cables that I have, and I am still using every now and again. Right now I have plugged one into my deck. I did use one in my receiver, but I liked my other power cables more, the ones that I made DIY with Shinyada plugs on it, etc. But they are really nice and not that expensive to make. So yeah, I also am making my own RCA cables at the moment. These are the ones. I am using new heat shrink material because this is a little bit too big. But yeah, lovely sleeve. I'm using summer cable Stratos for the internal cable and ELAC plugs. So yeah, really nice. I do enjoy making my own cables. I have power cables, I have interconnects. I was planning to make a USB cable on my own, but that's I'm not really good at soldering, so that was a bit too complicated for me. I don't really have the right materials for it as well, so it went wrong. I also have my old tubes back. I don't know if some people are following me on Instagram, but I have an Instagram page. I will link it down below. I post new gear on it when I get it and talk about it. I did have some Xunguang big tubes, like the Treasure tubes, but different. Didn't really like those in my system. They are good tubes, but these are amazing. I think these are actually the best tubes for my system. I love experimenting with stuff, and those Xunguangs were really, really high rated. But these have so much more micro detail and emotion in the sound, and it goes to show what tweaking and using different materials and different elements in your system can change the sound. Although you're still using same cables, speakers, amplifiers, that stuff, just a little change the sound. Same goes for the filter. I have my sources plugged in at the filtered side, and my amplifiers and my subwoofer in the non-filtered side, the direct side. And I was just experimenting on, does it actually make a difference? Well, the direct side, no, it does not. Filtered side actually does, because when I turn on my deck here, you might remember from my earlier videos, this was flickering. And now it's, well, not actually. So that's interesting. And, well, it does sound cleaner. And I could just do an A/B switching test because I have two outlets. Run the old power brick, new power brick, set them up right here, and just switch the plugs. Why is everything in phase? And yes, there is indeed a difference. I don't prefer putting my amplifiers in the filtered sockets, but the sources, yeah, those change a lot. I don't have my PC plugged in because PCs are abysmal noisemakers. I plug them all the way in the back of the chain into that power brick right there, and I don't get any noise at the moment. The noise floor is silent. There's nothing, even though I'm using tubes in my system. That's something. What else did I change? Yes, I believe I showed you this right here. I bought a set of MB Quad, what is this, 220s, I believe? I don't know, probably 220s. They are in the same finish as my big 2000s there. That's like cherry finish. And these are really hard to get off, but I want to show you. Yeah, there we go. They have, I believe it's a 4-inch, 5-inch, I don't know, probably a 5-inch woofer, and the same titanium tweeter as the rest. And these things are mint condition. And I wanted to get a matching set, and my surround speakers used to be that, and that one right there and right there. But I didn't really get my, well, good back surround sound going. So I wanted to put something right there behind where I sit. And, well, these work marvelously. I also wanted to get something for my desk, because I love just, when I'm working or doing stuff on my computer, I don't want this setup playing because it's behind me, and I don't like music behind me. I like it in front of me. So that's why I went with that one and that one there, but that wasn't enough for me. I want some bass. These are closed speakers we're talking about. So in that set with the 220s, I got that one. It's an MB Quad 310 subwoofer. It's a passive subwoofer. It just runs the speaker wire, input and output, to a Onkyo Integra 8850, I believe. Beast of an amplifier, but the input selector is a bit gaudy. Yes, don't mind the mess. I've bottles of Coke and stuff I've been working. I need to clean up, okay? But yeah, I got it at an amazing deal. Those things are really hard to find in the Netherlands, and also in mint condition and in the special cherry color. Amazing. If I move to, I don't know, a bigger place, I would love to get a second one of those, sit it next to this, and wire it passively or something. I don't know. Like, put a Pro PA amp on there with like 400 watts. That when I want stereo subs, I can. I want to get that stuff going, but that includes a lot of switching and a lot of DSP correcting. Zeus Pantera does the same thing. But yeah, that's not really my. It is my thing, but the signal path isn't, well, that pure anymore. So that's like, I don't really want to loop my signal through a lot of different pieces of equipment. I wanted to have it as short as possible. But yeah, what else has been happening here? I don't really, well, no, actually, I have been testing a lot and changing things a lot. But yeah, I am making those cables on order actually. But yeah, these heat shrink wraps is a lot neater now, and well, I can make them in different sleeves if you want. This is another good example of my power cable. I make a lot of custom cables at the moment. I've made a couple of RCA cables, made a couple of power cables, different internal cables, different connectors, that kind of stuff, FurTech, IDE, all that stuff for a couple of customers. And I am really liking the sound quality as far as it goes. DIY, my friends, is the way to go. I would love to make a DIY speaker cable for my TNAs, but the cable that I have is actually DIY. I bought it from, what is it? Ludic Audio, I believe. And and they are good cables, so I don't really want to change it. And I would love to actually get a second pair of Rocket 44 because those are solid copper, and working with solid copper as a DIY cable maker is tricky. But yeah, I've also been doing some more vinyl stuff, tuning my money for this special cartridge I have on here because well it's not your typical moving coil. It actually likes different settings, so it's sounding really nice. I also got, oh, let me show you these. Yeah, my chair is creaking. It's old. I know. I also got these little aluminium spike feet from AliExpress. Paid €2.50 for a set of 4. The turntable only has 3 feet. These things cost in Europe about 10 to 15 euros. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna pay that for a little aluminium slab. So yeah, €2.50 for spike feet, and they actually match beautiful. So yeah. I've also been testing that Denon over there with this high-end old Onkyo Integra CD player that I've repaired. It's the DX6850, and it's an amazing player. It has analog out, digital out, beautiful sound. But yeah, I would love to just use my deck because there's optical. But this thing, this Denon Blu-ray SACD player, which is the DBT3313UD, has no digital outputs in the form of optical or even coaxial, I believe. So yeah, I needed to use the internal deck, but it does have the Denon Link HD function, which is interesting to me, and well, it is really nice. But I would love to get like an I don't know, special player for CD, which is just like an actual CD transport to use my deck, because that deck right there is amazing. And well, I would love to just put that Onkyo in here, but there's just no space. I can't stack that one on top of that. I would love to have done that, but then the whole stand needed to go higher. And when I sit, there's no gap between the television and the center channel, which is actually really amazing because you see the light at night right there, and you don't see it there. It's lovely. But yeah, it is a good player. It sounds good. I have Deezer, HiFi, so I have all the CD quality that I need. But yeah, I don't have any SACDs or anything. It's just more for movies and that kind of stuff. But I would still like to have a really high-end functioning CD player. I've also been recording cassettes through my deck into the cassette player. And well, actually, I am really happy with the quality. I've made a couple of cassettes. If you want, I can make a video about that in the future. But I would love to upgrade to, I don't know, the CR 4E, or what is it, the DR2, I believe. Yeah, the DR3. I would love to get a 3-headed Nakamichi, which is of a higher class. But this is a really high class cassette deck as far as recording quality goes. It's only a 2-head, but my god, I am amazed with the audio quality this thing produces. So yeah, I love recording cassettes, making mixtapes of all my favorite artists and genres, and it's a lot of fun to do. So I might actually get more into cassettes. I need to rewire the antenna for my tuner, because that's just laying there, and yes, it's just a normal piece of speaker wire, but for the stations that I want to receive locally here, it's good enough. If you want high quality sound, you don't listen to radio, you listen to physical formats like vinyl or high quality streaming service or CDs. You don't listen to radio. You listen to radio for the whole program and the whole, well, atmosphere around the radio station. And I just love that tuner. It's one of the best tuners ever made. Really hard to find. It's Pioneer TX9500, and that's why I bought it, because, well, it's one of the best tuners ever made. My HD PC, I've made a little bit more silent. When it is running, you can actually hear it, even with all the equipment off and absolute silence. You can't hear it because I've put some special fans in there to cool everything, and use some special equipment, etc., to keep things really nice and quiet. If you want me to make a video about it, talking about how you can build a really silent, really amazing home theater PC, which is really easy to use with just a remote like this, which has a keyboard on it, it's an air mouse, much like a Wii in the good old days, then let me know in the comments. And well, I want to start making videos again, but I don't really have topics to, well, chat about with you people. So if you have anything, or you want to know anything, or you want me to talk about something, let me know. But yeah, I think this is a good, nice little video to, catch up with you guys. And yeah, I will see you in the future, maybe with some sound demos or some new videos. Well, thanks for watching and subscribing, and bye bye.